Thursday breakfast here with Dougie Mac. Good to have you along. And today I'm joined by Dr. Juan Monte and Dr. Joanna Cruañez. Have I got that right?
Yes, it's good. Yes.
Good. That's a good sign. It's a good start. Okay. Now, you're here from Hospital San Carlos.
Yes, we
Now, well, okay. Now, we're here to talk about, how to look after our skin, basically. And as the weather is getting warmer, the hot sun, and I understand you're going to be conducting workshops, informal workshops in schools around Javier for children between 11 and 12 to discuss how we can protect ourselves.
Yes, you are right. We will be visiting schools to talk with children about skin cancer prevention, and we will be focusing on teaching them how to detect skin cancer and what habits they should adopt to protect their skin.
Okay, so it's quite a common thing, skin cancer, but how common is it in our population?
Skin cancer is very common, especially in countries with a lot of sunlight, like Spain. In fact, it's one of the most frequently diagnosed cancers in both men and women.
Okay. So, what are the main risk factors?
So the primary factors include having fair skin, a history of sunburns and prolonged sun exposure, and also having many moles or freckles can increase your risk, and also a family history of skin cancer and the use of tanning beds are additional risk factors that people need to be aware of.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So somebody like me, fair-skinned, ginger hair. It's not ginger. It's strawberry blonde. Okay, so what are the main risk factors, and is sun exposure the only risk factor?
Sun exposure is the leading risk factor, but genetics, environmental factors, and even certain medication can also play a role.
Okay. So how does skin type influence the risk of developing skin cancer?
As we said, normally people with lighter skin, light eyes, and red or blonde hair are at a higher risk because of their skin has less melanin, which helps us protect against UV radiation. But that doesn't mean that people with darker skin are completely safe. While they have some more protection than us, they can still develop skin cancer, especially melanoma.
Okay. What about prevention, though? This is most important. What are the best ways to protect ourselves?
And the most important is use sunscreen with a high SPF, wear protective clothing, and seek shade during peak sun hours between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. here in this area.
Okay, and how best to apply it? And, what are the characteristics of the best type of protection we can get?
Yes, a good sunscreen should have broad-spectrum protection, meaning it protects against both UVA and UVB rays, and should be at least 30, but we always say 50. Yes. And you have to apply it generously to all exposed areas of skin.
Okay, now, big question is, should we completely avoid the sun? I mean, personally, I don't go out in it. I don't like going out in it. I'm not one of these people that can sit in the sun and just like that. I just can't do it. But a lot of people do. Yes. Should they avoid that? Should they limit it?
Sun exposure is fine in moderation, and our lives is around the sun here in this area, but it's about taking precautions during the peak hours to minimize the damage.
Okay. What about other methods besides sunscreen? What other measures could we take to avoid skin cancer?
The most important thing is to wear hats, sunglasses, and long-sleeve clothing. And remember, seeking shade is just as important as sunscreen.
We're here talking about the importance of skincare, particularly as we head into the summer months and the hot, strong sun. Now, first of all, let's talk about early detection and warning signs. What are the signs or symptoms that could indicate the presence of skin cancer?
Look for changes in moles such as asymmetry, irregular borders, uneven color, or a mole that grows rapidly. They are the most important signs. Any new unusual growth or a mole that starts itching, bleeding, or crusting should be examined by a dermatologist.
And what about performing a self-skin examination at home? How do we do that?
Okay, so we have to check our skin every month for any changes, especially areas that are frequently exposed to the sun, like your face, arms, and back, and use a mirror to check our back and hard to see areas. And if we notice anything suspicious, we have to make an appointment with a dermatologist right away because early detection is key.
Is that something that we should do often, speak to a dermatologist?
It's recommended to visit a dermatologist at least once a year, especially if you have many moles, a family history of skin cancer, or previous sun damage.
Okay. What about myths? There's a lot of myths surrounding this sort of thing. Myths and facts. Let's get on to that. Is it true that people with darker skin don't need sunscreen?
No, that's a common myth. Everyone, regardless of skin tone, should protect their skin from UV exposure.
Okay. What about using tanning sunbeds? Is it safe?
No, tanning beds are not safe, even in moderation. They increase the risk of skin cancer, especially the most aggressive type, that is the melanoma.
Okay. What about the ages of people that are more prone? Is it true that skin cancer only affects older people?
It's not. Skin cancer can affect people of all ages. While it's more common in older adults, young people are increasingly being diagnosed, especially with melanoma, and that's why it's so important to educate kids and teens early about sun protection.
Absolutely, kids. I hope you're listening to this. Take care. Take note of what we're saying here. And what, finally, would you like to say about the importance of protection and skincare?
So one message is start protecting your skin early and make sun safety a habit. Prevention is easier than treatment, and early detection can save your life.
And don't wait until it's too late. Take care of your skin now and make regular checkups a part of your health routine.
Absolutely. Well, thank you ever so much for coming in to speak with us.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Dan.
And I'm going to take these notes away with me. I'm going to digest them, make sure I do. Good luck with your tour around the schools as well.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for coming
Danny.
in.
Good morning.
Thank you.